They say the lanterns still glows in the woods, even after 100 years. I never believed it until I saw it with my own eyes. My name is Riley, and I grew up on the edge of Blackthorn Forest, where the trees twist like old hands reaching for the sky. The air there always smells of damp earth and pine sharp enough to sting your nose. Kids in town whispered about the lantern-rusted thing that flickered with a light no one could explain. Some said it was cursed. Others swore it belonged to a traveler who vanished long ago. Me, I thought it was just a story to scare campers. That is until last fall, when the leaves turned blood red, and I got curious. It was a Friday, the kind where the wind rattles the windows like it's trying to get in. I'd been grounded something about sneaking out to the quarry with my friends, but I couldn't sit still. So I grabbed my jacket, my flashlight, and slipped out the back door. The forest wasn't far, just past the old mill where the crows lie together. I told myself I'd prove the lantern was a myth. One quick look, then home before Mom noticed. The woods were quiet that night, too quiet. No crickets, no rustling, just my boots crunching on frost-covered leaves. I'd walked maybe a mile when I saw it, a faint glow like a firefly caught in a jar. It moved between the trees, steady and gold. My heart kicked up, but I followed it, ducking under branches that clawed at my hood. I stepped closer, and the air turned cold, sharp enough to taste. My flashlight flickered and died, leaving just that golden light washing over me. The light led me to a clearing I'd never seen before, even though I'd hiked those trails 100 times. Their house sank, and the dirt was a cabin. Its roof sagged like a tired sigh, and the windows were black as coal. In front of it sat the lantern, small dented glass, cracked but glowing bright. I should run, but my hands moved on their own, reaching for the handles. It was warm, like it'd been sitting by a fire. The moment I lifted it, the flame inside flared, bright as noon, and I heard a voice. Not out loud, but in my head, low and rough, like travel under tires. "You found me," it said. "Now listen." I froze. The cabin door creaked open an inch, then stopped. My legs shook, but I couldn't look away. The voice kept going, spelling a story I didn't ask for. It told me about a traveler named Elias who'd come through Blackthorn a century ago. He'd been a map maker, sketching paths no one else dared to follow. One night, lost in a storm, he'd lit that lantern to find his way, but the forest didn't let him leave. It swallowed him, his maps, his dreams, everything leaving, only the light behind. I stayed to warn others, the voice said, but no one listened. The flame dimmed, and I saw something in the glow, a shadow of a man, tall and thin, holding a rolled-up map. Then it was gone, and the lantern felt heavy in my hands. The door cracked, whiter, and I glimpsed a table inside, covered in dust and papers. My breath hitched. I couldn't have gone and looked at those maps, maybe found out more, but the cold was sinking into my bones, and that voice, it didn't feel like a warning anymore. It felt like a plea. I set the lantern down, right where I'd found it. The glow softened, like it was saying goodbye. I backed away, then ran, branches snapping under my feet, until I burst out of the woods and into my backyard. My chest burned, but I didn't stop until I was inside, door locked, curtains shut. The next day I went back. I had to know if it was real, but the clearing was gone. No cabin, no lantern, just trees and silence. I told my friends, but they laughed it off. Mom grounded me again.